All right, let's just get right into it. That whole period after high school, figuring out what you actually want to do with your life, it's one of the biggest, most stressful things we go through. It can seriously feel like you've been dropped into a maze with no map. So what we're going to do here is break down how you can find your way through it and feel good about the direction you're headed.
This question. The classic, right? We've all been hearing it our entire lives. But when you're getting ready to leave high school, it suddenly gets heavy. The pressure is real. It feels like you're supposed to have this one single perfect answer, and that answer will define everything. Honestly, it's enough to give anyone anxiety.
But here's the thing, and I really want you to hear this. You are not alone in feeling this way. Not even close. According to the OECD, a full 40% of high school students have no idea what career they want. So if you're feeling lost, guess what? You're actually in the majority. Just knowing that is a huge first step.
Okay, so let's talk about the biggest mental shift that happens when you step into adulthood. It's all about moving from the passenger seat where, other people were making the big calls and getting firmly into the driver's seat of your own life.
Now, that word responsible can sound kind of scary, I get it. But really, this is where all your power comes from. Think about it. As a kid, if something went sideways, an adult was there to fix it. Now, you get to own your choices. And yeah, that means you live with the outcomes, but it also means you have the total freedom to shape what those outcomes are. This whole idea boils down to one powerful concept: agency. It's that fundamental belief that you are not just along for the ride. You are at the wheel. The actions you take can and will change your future. Having this mindset is the absolute foundation for everything else we're about to get into.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? This is what that transition is all about. Going to university is not just about memorizing facts for a test. It's about learning how to learn, how to think for yourself, so you can keep steering your own ship long after the classes are over.
So if agency is the why, the belief that you can shape your future, then what about the how? How do you actually figure out which direction to go? Well, for that, we can look to this really cool framework from Japan called Ikigai. You can think of Ikigai as a kind of personal compass for finding a truly fulfilling career. We're not just talking about a paycheck here. We're talking about finding that magic spot, that sweet spot, where what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for, all come together. So the first part of the compass is all about you. What are you actually passionate about? What are the things you find yourself geeking out over, reading about just for fun? What do you do where you completely lose track of time? This is the starting point. Your passions, your curiosities. Next up, what are your strengths? And I don't just mean what subjects you ace in school. Are you a fantastic listener? Do you naturally see solutions when others see problems? Maybe you're super organized. Really digging into your natural talents is the second crucial piece of this puzzle. Okay, now we're going to look outward. Instead of just thinking, what jobs are out there? Try asking a different question. What kind of problems do I want to help solve? Do you care deeply about the environment, about social justice, about technology? Finding a mission like that gives your work a real powerful purpose. And finally, we've got to be practical, right? A career that fills you with purpose also has to, pay the bills. This last part is all about making sure the path you're on can actually lead to financial independence so you can build the life you really want. So there it is. The goal is to find where these 4 areas overlap. That sweet spot in the middle, that's your Ikigai. It's not about finding some perfect mythical job. It's about finding a direction that checks all these boxes: passion, skill, purpose, and practicality.
Okay, so you've got your compass. Now, how do you actually use your time in university to start walking in that direction? It all begins with a huge shift, from being a passive student to becoming an active, engaged learner.
Just think about the difference for a second. The passive student, they treat a lecture like a movie. They just show up, sit back, and watch. But the engaged learner, they see it for what it is, a totally unique opportunity. You have a world-class expert right there in the room with you. Why on earth would you not interact with them? Ask questions and dive into the conversation.
And you have way more power in the classroom than you think. You can literally make the class better for yourself. First, do the reading before you show up, just a little bit. Second, use that prep to ask smarter, deeper questions. And third, just participate. When your teachers see that you're genuinely into it, they get more excited and more engaged too. It's a win-win. And here's the real payoff. When you're an active part of the conversation, the teacher can actually start tailoring the information to what you want to know. They can clear up your specific questions and give you info that's directly useful for your own goals. You end up getting a way better, more personalized education.
But let's be real. Your education doesn't just happen inside a classroom. Taking the driver's seat of your life means you're actively building the knowledge and the skills you need for the career you're aiming for.
So knowledge is the stuff you learn by reading, watching, and listening. And today, you literally have a library bigger than any that has ever existed, right at your fingertips for free. You can read academic books, take free courses from top universities on sites like edX, listen to podcasts. The only rule is to stay curious and write down what you learn.
But knowledge alone isn't going to get you a job. You need skills. And here's the secret. Skills can only be learned by doing. You can't learn to code by just reading about Python. You have to find a project and start writing code. You get experience by volunteering for a cause you care about. You have to get your hands dirty. That's how skills are built.
So let's just zoom out and reframe this whole thing. Figuring out your future, it's not some terrifying math problem with only one right answer that you have to find where you fail. It's an adventure. It's supposed to be about exploring, trying new things, making mistakes, and learning about yourself along the way.
Look, every big journey starts with one small step. So what's yours going to be? Maybe it's just spending 15 minutes sketching out your ikigai, or reading one article before your next class, or looking up one volunteer group in your town. The power is completely in your hands. So the only question left is, where will you start?